Okay, so I got bored of using the text-to-speech, so I'm just going to use my voice. I'm not really sure if this is the best idea, considering like at the time of recording I'm sick. I won't get too much into that though. Also I won't get into why I wasn't using my voice prior to this, but I've kind of been planning on doing this for quite a while. I thought I might use it for the first time on my birthday, which is coming up soon, but I don't know. There's a chance this won't even get released by then. Right, so why have I not been too active on releasing DGSnail, the thing I'm working on? I've kind of talked about this on the DGSnail Discord, but I'll post it here just so that anyone knows. I mean, just so that everyone can know. Oh, and before I start talking about this, I should probably mention that this is without a script. I just have a few like bullet points, I guess, which I want to briefly talk about. So the first and like most basic thing I should probably talk about is basically just the lack of motivation. You probably have to understand that the fact that since this project is not original, and by which I mean it's a fan game, basically recreating the original before it's released, of course I don't have as much creative liberty to do what I like want to do, and which has basically led to kind of boredom with the project overall. I still like working on it, but it's just not the same as when I started, because, you know, it's the same thing always, just, you know, you start and it's a downhill battle, but then it eventually goes uphill, and just, you gotta try and finish it. Now, finishing's always been really important to me, so I really just do want to finish it as soon as, well, not as soon, but I just do want to finish it, ideally before DYS gets released, although I'm not really sure how soon I'll be able to do that. Anyway, so the next thing is basically just my energy bursts. By that I mean that the time I spend working on DGSnail in a week can be anything from like 0 hours basically to 30 if I'm really active. The last couple of like weeks it's basically just been 0. I've been trying to lately, by lately I mean like the last few days, I've been trying to get back into the habit of working on it, although I've been kind of getting stuck on things. Talking about that, I should probably go on to the fact that I've been, pretty much the entire time I've been working on this, I've been trying to fit my skills to the game idea, which if you've seen Jonas Title's video on that, you know that's not a good idea. But I started it out this way, and I mean, like, I guess I did improve a lot. This has been a great learning experience for me, and also I kind of built a community around it, which I'm extremely grateful for, and I never imagined I could actually do that. The 1 year anniversary of the project is actually coming up soon. I never really expected it to, well, last this long, but also I didn't expect to build a community, which I'm again really grateful for. Now, next thing is I've been kind of overscoping a lot, considering that the fan game was at first supposed to be just the A chapter with randomly spawned spikes. I've gotten a bit overboard basically on what I want to do, considering that now the spikes are actually predicted, and I want to do all of the chapters, boss fight, and etc. I've never really had any experience of this, considering the really only finished game I made was a 1-level platformer, which I could do more at that time, but I just wanted to make something and finish it as soon as possible. The last point I have written down in here is school. Now I know that this is going to sound really like lame, like, oh, of course you have school. I mean, like, yeah, everyone has school, or at least everyone younger than, I don't know, when do you quit school, like 25? Yeah, so everyone has school. I've been kind of not struggling, but it's just been taking up a lot of my time. Actually, not even a lot, it's just mostly like go to school, do stuff around school, and then I'm too tired to really do anything except just, you know, like sludge around and not really do much, but just really watch YouTube. Although the last school year actually kind of helped me to work on it, this year it's actually kind of the opposite, because I don't have really much energy or time. Now, don't get me wrong, I still do want to continue working on DGSnail. I still love the project, absolutely, and also I kind of don't really want to let anyone down who was anticipating the release, although I'm not sure if there's many people like that. I know that finishing games is really important, and I do want to get into the habit of that, but you just gotta understand that basically as my first game, I've really overscoped it a lot. I've just gone for too big of a project, so everything I do is basically really new to me, and I have to learn it. Now obviously as I'm going further and further, I learn more stuff, and so it becomes kind of easier, but also I want to do more advanced stuff. Like for example, this basically past month I've been trying to get lasers to work. Now lasers, I honestly don't really know how I should do them. I just couldn't think of anything. I tried like spawning them, I've been thinking about spawning them, but I don't know how, because the system. Now actually I probably could talk about this in a different video about how DGSN actually works, but right now I want to talk about how the prediction system works, because it's kind of smart but also stupid. Basically what it does is it attaches like an object to the player in Snail, and it basically looks at where you're heading. Now the problem with that is it can be, not only can it be in the ground, but also it's kind of inaccurate. It wouldn't really work for lasers, or like for spawning them, because what I do is actually I have to place every single spike in the ground manually, and then if the object on the player, the prediction, overlaps with the spike, there's a, I think, 1 in 7 chance that it pops out on the difficulty at least. And that's kind of how I've been doing everything else, which is kind of a nice solution, but also really not, because, well, that means I don't do any like complicated maths. It's still really annoying to work with, really. Also, the next thing, since I started working on the project, I only had a couple of months of really Godot experience, and that means that a lot of the early stuff, or like the foundation, is extremely outdated and doesn't work well, because again, I've overscoped a lot, so I never expected to get this big, meaning that, well, the stuff I've put in does work. It's extremely fragile and literally only works to what I've done already, so expanding on it is really hard. Although of course I'm still trying to work around it, but I've been thinking about reworking like everything, but that would be extremely hard to do, considering I would basically have to, well, not rebuild the entire game, but edit a lot of the code, basically like half of the game code, to really just work and be flexible. Yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about inactivity, I guess. I've launched a channel which is basically just about game stuff, because I don't want this channel to be really only about games. I've previously done mapping, but I'm kind of burned down on that, so sorry if anyone was excited for it, but I don't think that it was anyone like that. I guess, I mean, I can't talk about why I've got burned down on mapping. I'll gloss over it quickly. Basically just, I've been seeing a lot of people grow and have like success with basically just doing nothing, and I know I never started to gain subscribers, but I think everyone knows that not seeing anything come from your hard work, well, I guess not hard, but just from your work, is really not nice, or just unsatisfying. So there wasn't really any motivation. And as it started getting more and more complex, well, not more and more, but just started getting a bit more complex, and I kind of just started getting burned down on it, because I didn't really want to do it all that much anymore. I'll still do like geography and such. Right, yeah, so that's everything I'm going to talk about. I do want to release the GSNL, and I'm trying to avoid cancelling the project. I think if I did, I would just upload what I have, and then the raw files, so that anyone can actually edit them. I did upload the files a long time ago, but they're extremely outdated now. Yeah, so I guess have a good day, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to upload this, but I guess bye.